Hello, Swivelheads. This is Greg Allison, Green Greg's, coming to you in the wee hours of 1:41 a.m. Central Standard Time on the 4th of March, 22. Yeah, time on deck again is 1:41 Central Standard Time. My friends, just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it gets worse. When you think it couldn't get any crazier, it gets crazy. Now, some people wonder why I wasn't reporting on this earlier. Well, actually, I did on another channel. I had my work day, and as soon as I finished my work day, I had a pre-planned video. A lot of times I schedule interviews with other people ahead of time, and so I did that. And then I actually went into a session with somebody else this afternoon, Lee Wilberger's channel, in fact, and we covered this because he wanted me in a special roundtable discussion. So hopefully we can make that public in a little bit. So what's happened here is we've had an attack on a Russian attack on Ukraine's largest nuclear power plant. In fact, this is the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe. It is the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. It has 6 nuclear reactors, 6 large nuclear reactors that produce about 950 megawatts of energy each. All combined, they produce actually about 5,700 megawatts, or it would be 5.7 terawatts of electricity. This is a huge plant, and it fell under attack today by Russia. Russia actually attacked a nuclear power plant with tanks, with artillery, and with rockets. And furthermore, not only did they attack it, they stopped firefighters that were coming in to put out the fire. Now, the good news is that allegedly the fight is over. Allegedly, the fire has been put out. And according to some sources, including the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, and the United States Secretary of Energy, there has been no detectable releases of radiation outside the plant, although the local governor there had claimed a 20% increase or a certain amount of radiation released. And so that's a little bit unclear. We do know that we are in what you would call the fog of war. So what does this all mean? What is going down there, guys? How many people have in the room? Yeah, we got 28 in here already. A lot of people here in this chat room for this crazy wee hour. So what we're going to talk about here is I'm going to show some pictures again. I'm going to try to get through this real fast and say what it really means. And well, in essence, here's what it really means. When you have an attack on a nuclear power plant, you are risking breaking containment structures. Containment structures could release radiation. This is a pressurized water reactor. Therefore, be having pressurized systems, it's possible if you breach the main containment room that it could, vent more energetically than would otherwise be the case. A pressurized system can operate at a higher pressure to maximize the efficiency of the operation. Now, here's the other thing you got to bear in mind. It's been said that the reactors have been shut down. Well, they're still hot, and they will be hot for many weeks and months to come. They have to have cooling water maintained to all these reactors. But when you're attacking, you may be destroying the means of maintaining the cooling water, which includes the distributed systems like the electrical services and the water piping that's required to cool these systems. Now, there may be some redundancy on board, but you've also got to you've got to run the controller devices. In plants like that, they use devices called supervisory control and acquisition data units, SCADAs. And these SCADAs are also what runs a power grid and runs a lot of big pipelines and other things. These SCADAs are pretty ubiquitous throughout industry and control systems like this. Well, those, if you burn them up, then you got an issue. If you damage backup generators, you got an issue. If you took out one of the redundant strings and get a failure in another one, you got an issue. But here's another thing. What happens when you go in a plant like that? Are you taking prisoners, the operators? Do you run operators off? Do you have people that are skilled at operating that plant? See, in a plant, you've got the hardware, the physical structures, the electronics even as part of the hardware. You got software that controls these plants. Then you have what I call wetware. It's the people with the experience to run the plant. And what happens when these people don't want to come because the plant's been invaded, taken over, or you ran them off? Maybe you know, it was said somewhere that nobody got killed. Hey, you went in there, they went in there firing guns and nobody got killed. Well, maybe they didn't. But then again, maybe that's a cover up. I mean, how do you trust that? Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Yeah, see, that's just it. They got two things to be concerned with that power plant. We've got the nuclear reactor, the containment, and you've got the spent fuel rods. Now, these plants are not that new, so you're going to have spent fuel rods to be concerned with. So you got two different things you've got to keep cool, not one, but two. So if you're in there attacking, you're firing rockets, you're firing tank rounds, you're in there firing apparently all this stuff, artillery, you run a lot of risk at destroying a lot of these key systems. And don't forget, the wetware is a key system too. Operators of these plants train for a long time. Hey, mate from Highland, watching from Scotland. Very good. Wise Al, late night. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this report, and everybody, you know, because I was doing another report, I got kind of chastised for not covering. Why aren't you covering this? Well, I was planning to, but I've had a lot of things have been juggling that, a lot of distractions, and I still got to get out and water my microgreens in a little bit. So I'll try to keep this short. Howdy from Thailand. We're good to have you from Thailand there, Tad. Courtney Johnson, my 11-year-old son, was very intrigued by the information you shared on Lee Wilbarger's roundtable. Yes, that's where I was at. It was Lee Wilbarger's roundtable. I'll show a few pictures here, and I'm going to try to get through this quick tonight because I do need to get on, and hopefully I will be able to get the video from Lee and upload that one too. We'll see about that later. Just finished LEAP project. Hey, Wise Al, had an awesome speaker there. That's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, is Rex in the channel? There he is. Rex is here. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, here we are in the late hours, and we got a good crew of people here. Space Girl. Yeah, they're already changing the story. Exactly. The story could be changing quite a bit. You know, they want to not scare people. They don't want to run people off. They want to make everybody feel that things are safe and wonderful. How do you go into a power plant attacking and shooting and not hurt anybody? Now, maybe they did. But how do you expect all the people are going to be showing up to work the next day after you went in and attacked a place like that? A lot of people don't want to go in to a power plant that's under military occupation by a force that may not be so friendly to you. Yet it's your duty to go there. You need to keep that place from cooking off. You know, you got to think about this. 3 Mile Island, what's the key problem there? The operators got overwhelmed by the systems that run a nuclear power plant are complex. They had the workload of the decisions they had to make exceeded their ability to handle it. They messed up and caused problems. That's the wetware. The wetware made mistakes. The wetware is the people, and people can do that. They said one reactor was on fire. Yeah, I heard that. And then you hear that everything's fine. That's strange. Yeah, that is mighty strange. We'll have to see. This story is not finished. This is my point. And even if all the hardware and all the software is still intact, you got to worry about the wetware. Because if you don't have good operators, I mean good, really skilled operators, keep that place maintained, even with the reactor shut down, you got to keep all those cooling loops running. If that isn't maintained, you got a problem. You could have these plants going into meltdown. You could have the water evaporating off the spent fuel rods. You could have a mega breach, a huge catastrophe right there in the middle of Europe with the largest nuclear power plant system in Europe. And it was just one reactor. It could be like Chernobyl if they don't keep it maintained properly. And with the military in there, look, guys, the military ran off the fire department to start with. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? Just found your channel and love it, says Isaac. Well, I appreciate that. Let me show you some stuff here real fast. We're going to have a look at this power plant. I'm going to do some shares, and we're going to have a look here, guys. Hang on. Ding, ding, ding. Give me a second to go switch things around. Ding, 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 ding. Hang on. Share screen. Bada bing, bada bang. And here we are. This is the power plant in the daytime. The attack, of course, occurred at night. And it was dark. And the camera was a camera off the top of one of these buildings showing the tanks lined up in a parking lot taking shots at the views that most of us have seen of this event. This is the cooling towers. These are the plants. All right, let's not, these would be smokestacks, like you'd be burning something. I don't know what they'd be burning when they need smokestacks here, but I understand the cooling towers. Maybe they have a backup. See, this could actually be another plant here. This might be a backup fossil fuel plant. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's your 6 nuclear reactors. Probably the reactors under this part, and probably the spent fuel rods are over here in this little building off to the side. That's what you usually get without being in the containment building. Well, these are pressurized water reactors, so actually even the turbine is not in the containment building. It'll probably be over here. But yeah, maybe this is when you got this. I don't know what is going on there. My Browns Ferry don't even have cooling towers. They're just using the river water directly. Different places have different configurations for that. So let's kind of end this picture share here. You know, this shows you where in the Ukraine this is. This is further south in areas where the forces have been running north. You know, it's not up to Kyiv, but Kyiv has troops coming down from the north on top of it. For the others you don't know, Moldova actually has breakaway regions along its border that are pro-Russian. So really the attack has been coming into Ukraine from 4 different sides. So yeah. So this thing is among the 10th largest in the world. It is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. So I'm not going to stay on this page too long. Like I mentioned, it's got 6 units. This tells you when they came in service. The oldest one has been running for 42 years. Well, since construction was, I don't know when the commission date. Okay, it's 5 years later. All right. So these things have been running almost 40 years, some of them, which means the concrete gets them brittle more and the metals in them from the radiation over time, which means shilling is certainly not good for them. It's certainly not good. In fact, you can, yeah, the containment buildings are thick, but you could breach them. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, given the inflation and things we're going to be seeing, which I totally expect because the fuel prices are going up and they're going to go a whole lot more in fuel as the driver of our economy. I'm going to go more in this in the future, but check it out. There's a great new deal here. If you go to my link for Defy the Grid, Defy the Grid, guys, you know what we want to do, especially if power goes down. Look here, this is gold coin, flattened out like little bitty bills and ultra thin vacuum deposited foils here on this plastic that makes it spendable. You can actually buy bread. I mean, this stuff is, you can make small purchases with real gold instead of big purchases now, but it is real gold. Check it out. You can add this cart like this is their unit of one size, which is like $3.50. It's not denominated money, but they have equal units. This is 1 is 5. They have Utah money. They have Nevada money. So the variabilities are, you know, availabilities vary. They'll come out and back. So consider this, guys. This stuff, I just did a video on that. Check it out. This stuff is quite actually barterable, easy to barter, easy to spend, store. You can buy gold coin if you really want to buy full-size gold coin. And this one is sold out at the moment, but there's other stuff here. And so just giving y'all a little break from all the freeze-dried food. You still need that too. And the links are still below my channel for that kind of stuff. Let's go on to the next page. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, bang the update notification bell, and click all to get more of these stories. Okay, here we are, guys. This is the attack at night. As you can see, you saw it was on Lee Wilbarger's channel. It was quite an energetic attack going on there. Like I said, you're firing rockets, you're firing artillery. How do you keep from damaging some of these key systems? Well, this is your old boiling water reactor like I got out here at Browns Ferry, 26 miles behind my house. Let's have a look at this. And this reactor, you've got the fuel rods, and then you've got the control rods, which can moderate the neutron flow and slow the reaction down. Cold water gets pumped in, turns to steam, runs a turbine, and then comes around, and there's a condenser that cools off and it comes back around. All this is containment because the turbine is directly connected to the generator, and you got radioactive water flowing all the way through here. All this is radioactive. This loop is not unless something breaks. This is all radioactive water. This is what I got in my backyard. This is the Browns Ferry type system here. And so we're going to now look at the kind of reactor they got there. The Zaporizhzhia. Let's see. Zaporizhzhia. Yeah. All right. So this is your pressurized system. And in this system, this is where the steam is generated. And this is kept very, very hot and high pressure. And this may even be molten salts. There's different reactions, different things here. But here's your water cycle here. This water, although it goes into the reactor room, does mix directly with anything from the fuel. So this water, unless this breaks, is not contaminated by radioactivity. So the turbine can be outside the reactor. And this is, again, the cooling loop here. Cold water comes in, the hot steam condenses on it, falls down here, is pumped by a pump, comes up here, and gets heated by this loop out of the reactor. Now in the boiling water, it goes all the way through, and all this is contained. So that's the difference between the two different reactor types, just in case you wondered. I'm trying to bring you more content all the time about nuclear reactors, about the nature of the physics of radiation, and how to protect yourself from it. I've done a lot of videos on that. Y'all really need to watch those videos. All right, so let's look here what a spent fuel rod pull looks like. Because people worry about this. This is outside the room. These are the fuel rods, and then we got a hoist either raising or lowering this fuel rod here. This pool is blue because it's glowing blue because of the radiation in it. But these guys are standing around right over the top of it. Why? Because it's under 20 foot of water, and the water stops all the radiation. Unfortunately, these pools are hot, and they evaporate 160 gallons of water per minute. And if you didn't have fresh water being pumped in continuously, it would all vaporize down the bottom. And these fuel rods are contained in zirconium alloy known as zircaloy, which will burn in contact with air when it's so hot. And check out my videos. I've shown y'all the papers from Zandia National Laboratories in my two previous videos on surviving nuclear events. So that's important to know, that that stuff will burn on contact with air. But it's safe at that depth, and you can actually walk around over the top. But when that water melts down, this stuff can all catch fire, burn, overpressurize your roof in this building. It's just not a containment building like the ones that blew the roof in Fukushima. It's just a sheet metal building. So this stuff can contaminate for a wide area and contaminate for a long, long time. This is why we don't need a war attacking a nuclear power plant. That is nutty. That's insane that would have happened. Anyway, here we are. Halo, we'll stop the share. Whoop, what did I do here? Yeah, stop the share. How are we doing, guys? So that is the bulk of it there, guys. Let's see, I'm gonna go back to the chat room here real quick. We're going to end this in a little bit. I will close the few notes. I'm gonna read the notes here. Greg, do you know what fire can do to electrical boxes and electrical connections? Yeah, burn them up. and that is your part of your controls, your circuits that control the cooling system and all that. Yeah, you can be a lot of trouble without that. Let's see here. Kelly also, Delaware County. Let's see. Howdy from Thailand. Courtney Johnson, talking about his 11-year-olds intrigued. All right, very good. All right, Rex, you okay, Greg? Yeah, it's just late. It's late. I got to go. Can you update tomorrow on? Yeah, Rex, I can do a show on leak project. Are you still with us, Rex? I imagine you may be gone now. I'll have to send you a note to that effect. Remaining remnant. Mr. Greg, this is definitely your topic for sure. Thank you for explaining it clearly. Well, you're welcome. Yeah, who knows what the story's going to say tomorrow. What an ignorant thing to bomb a nuke plant. No kidding. That is off the rocker, bat guano crazy. And, Putin had authorized a thing like that. So, for those of you that thought he was so great and wonderful, you need to think again. You need to think real hard. This put a lot of people at grave risk. That may be contained now, and just maybe it'll stay contained. But look, this is almost a nuclear war. When you attack a nuclear power plant, that could cause a nuclear event. If you take out a power grid and the plant can't maintain the cooling water, you got a nuclear event. Now, fortunately, if you got other systems in the country that can bring resources to bear to keep it cool, you might be all right if the enemy is up there keeping you away. if you have the right kind of people to operate the plant and keep it operating properly. Where we at on that? I really got to worry about it. Glad I caught this tonight. Much love. Well, we got 96 people in here at this crazy late hour. Hey guys, I could use some more thumbs up. We only got 46 thumbs up and 98 people. Help me out with the Al Gore has no rhythms. Because I'm trying to bring you the story, guys. I'm sitting up real late to bring you this. Some super chats might be nice because the first hour I don't really earn anything on these videos if I'm live. Arnold Smith is the battle axe here. What's your video? Oh, is she in here? She might be, but it is really late for her. She's got cows to milk, guys. She'll probably watch it tomorrow. She is a hard-working lady. She, you know, has her own business and works in a dairy. So she's one hard-looking girl. All right, let's see. Tad from Thailand says, or is it going to be bad for everyone? It could be. If this plant went into a meltdown, you could expect cesium-137 to go worldwide at low levels. Now, if they can't contain it and it kept giving off that stuff for a long time, those levels would continue to increase. We're very fortunate that some people risked their lives to entomb Chernobyl. There were guys who flew over and dropped concrete in the middle of that reactor, and they knew the level of exposure radiation, they would not survive, but they did it. And these were Russians, by the way, too, in that time. So you think after Chernobyl, the Russians would know and appreciate that you don't attack a nuclear power plant, for Pete's sake, but well, they did it. Holy guac and smoke-a-moly. So you think they wouldn't push a big red button? I don't know, guys. Makes you wonder, right? If they got the cojones to attack an operating nuclear power plant, it's just off the rocker to me. I sense a nuclear black belt gambit. That may be, Daniel. That may be. Yeah. Hey, Colorado Jen, how you doing? That is a uranium-based reactor. It is. It is uranium-based. I think uranium-235. Let's see here. All right, DPFX 5.9, which is 100,000 minus 1, right? Wise Al. Good morning, John. All right, Colorado Jen. All right, y'all saying hello to each other. That's good. Nicole Spencer, how you doing? Are the radiation levels still up? Well, they're claiming there are no high radiation levels at this point in time. It don't mean that there couldn't be. There have been some disputes with that. Earlier, the governor in the area said it went higher, but that was counter the IAEA, the International Association of the International Atomic Energy Agency, excuse me, said that there were, and also the U.S., we're over there, the U.S. Department of Energy claimed that there were no escapes of radiation, although it had been claimed otherwise earlier. Imagine if LFTR reactor technology had was adopted instead of uranium-based. There you go. Okay. So, yeah, well, we're getting some devastation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go here in a little bit, guys. We're up really late. I got to go out and water my microgreens. Why could the world leaders not talk about this before any of this happened? Well, they didn't believe each other. One side was warning, the other side thought they were bluffing and thought they could keep pushing things. And the one side that everybody thought was bluffing felt caged. And they lashed out, apparently. At least that's the story. Who knows what the real narrative is, but that's the narrative they put out. And it may be true. I'm going to say that Putin's got his rose-colored glasses and his worldview is highly skewed. But his worldview is what it is, whatever it is. We don't entirely know, but it will be what drives him to do whatever he does. And we just can't forget that, guys. So, and then the hydrogen released from the reactor could blow the roof off the reactor core containment vessel, exposing the core like Fukushima. Well, yes, that could happen. My goal is to have a public posting of a national network. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, Wazal, we've got a committee in our Freedom Restoration Foundation that's working on a social media site. I'm also connected with Lee Wilbarger that's got a comm system worked up. And this currency I showed would be an ideal currency outside the grid. It's outside the country. If they want to decash us and get rid of money, you can still have this. You could still barter it. It's got real intrinsic money value, unlike the fiat currency we use today. So this would be that would be that goldback, it's called goldbacks. The goldbacks would be a great prepper currency system. It's not going to be traceable like the electronic money, like the social credit score money that China's trying to come up with, that the World Economic Forum would love. It takes us out of all of that. That's why it's called Defy the Grid. And it works even without a grid, unlike Bitcoin. So it's got a beauty to it. It's definitely got a beauty to it. Q9, it was a building outside the main nuclear plant, from what I can hear on Telegram channels over there. It may be. But how much of the control system goes through that? Where are all the cooling systems at? What did I show you that picture, that boiling pressurized water reactor? Even a turbine is outside. So being outside doesn't get us out of the woods on this one, guys. We don't know yet. We really don't know. Do you have any easy greenhouse plans or tips? Well, that's a good question, Lisa. Well, my first greenhouse that I ever built was 24 foot wide and 75 foot long. So I don't know too much about building an easy greenhouse. Actually, I might. I'm going to build another one here soon, and I'll show some stuff over time. Easy tips. Well, shucks, look, you can take, if you want to build a small one, use what's called cattle panel. It comes in 16-foot long panels. If you bend them over, you got a section you can walk through in the middle. You can have your little walkway and a little side stuff on each side. And if you take the plastic off in the summer, you can still grow plants over the hoops of the wire itself if you choose to take that plastic off. Also, another alternative is just the smaller PVC pipe, a 20-foot section of pipe, with each put in the rebar driven in the ground. We'll give you a fair hoop structure for a smaller greenhouse. That's a pretty easy way. You still got to build the ends, you still got to build the doors and connect it all in, but you can use pieces of PVC pipe that snap onto the other ones to contain and hold the plastic and things like that. But you're going to have to learn to keep it vented so that your greenhouse don't become a hothouse, which cooks your plants. So you get do a little research on the venting. All right, Arnold Smith. Okay, there, Rocket Man. If you need to go, please get some decent sleep. I got to go do some work before we go to sleep. John Spirit says, I saw that Greg was cool. Beats going back to the old pieces of 8 days. There you go. It does. It does. You can fold it and put it in your wallet. They actually sell a wallet for it. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Lisa Brady says, hello, I'm 60 years old and it's something I have to do myself. Well, hey, girl, I'll be 62 in a couple of weeks. So, I'm just a little bit ahead of you there. So I use old papers on my floor in my greenhouse, drains well and stays clean. There you go. Wise Al is got quite an operation going, guys. She's amazing. And she's got two places, one in Florida and one in Arkansas. And by the way, she's now heading up our survival tribe list. I've talked about survival tribes. She's heading up the list and getting it back in shape, guys. So we just had, we had to overcome other things, and she's picked it up for us. So thank Wise Al. She's done some good stuff here, guys. Tom Weary says, GG, think about pumping concrete into your PVC pipe when assembling with a wire inside. I don't know. So we have some copper coins. Yep, copper's going to be worth a lot, guys. Pure copper. Copper's going up in price. Copper, silver, it's all good, man. But John and Spirit. It's all right talking to Lisa. I have all that stuff. What thickness of plastic? Contamination of plants. Probably 6 mil. If you use PVC pipe, paint it. If you don't paint it, it will off gas and wear out, and the off gassing will take out the plastic. You got to paint the PVC pipe. I paint it white. PVC Kwanzaa hood. Basically, yeah, Ron, that's what we're talking about. All right, guys, and I got a big one, a really big one. I use 1.5 inch PVC, and guys, that was an adventure, and I may have to go back and redo it this spring. All right, guys, let's call it a day, a night, a morning. I got work to do. Then I get to go to bed from my little nightly nap and get up and start it all over again. So, how do I survive? I don't sleep. I'm a fan of eco open source bills, but is this about Ukraine or not? I started about Ukraine. I'm just answering questions now. All right, so people start asking me about greenhouses because they know me. All right, I'm a fan of, let's see, Echo in the Forest, Jiminy Crockett. Okay. I got in from the city, then hit the nuclear power. Yeah, see what you're finding out? Isn't it horrible? Crazy live stream. Yeah, we cover my people. Look, guys, I cover a lot of territory from worm farming. I'm a worm farmer. I got aquaponics system. I got a greenhouse. I grow stuff outside, and I'm a rocket scientist. Defense contractor. Been around, guys. So people love to ask me stuff all over the place, So it's fun. You never know what you're going to get when you get in a live session with Green Grizz. I don't ever know what people are going to ask me, where it's going to go. We can have a lot of fun sometimes, but I got to go, guys. And I thank you all. All right, guys, check each other out. Some of you guys have channels, some of you don't. Good to see you all here tonight. Take care, and share my video, and we will catch you back sometime tomorrow. And God bless.